she's sexy, but she's weird. Do you know what I mean? She's weird.
I have a confused boner, kind of weird.
Yeah. Welcome to Hey, did you ever see that movie? I'm your host, Des. And as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Lynn.
Everywhere I go, there's always an asshole.
And joining us again, the podcaster with the degree in terror and a sweet-ass bass guitar, Tony.
Hey, how's it going?
This week, we will be discussing the 1984 piece of shit rock drama, Streets of Fire, directed by Walter Hill and written by Larry Gross, starring Michael Paré, Diane Lane.
Hooray!
Wow, we're having Pará. And
Diane Lane.
Peru.
Peru. Oh, I wish we were doing that one today.
Oh my God.
Diane Lane, Rick Moranis, and Willhem Dafoe, the shining neon light in this movie. As always, this movie will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back
or
listen
don't
to the podcast, or don't. Oh. So, this is the time. What do we do? Disaster Piece Theater. So sit back and enjoy the show. Welcome to Disaster Piece Theater, where me and my two co-hosts will act out one scene from the movie that we are reviewing for you this evening. So please, sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the show.
Quiet on the set!
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
You know, the battery's going to be nothing but trouble.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm getting paid for it. Right, fish?
That's right, Cody.
You cut me in, I'll back you up.
Listen up, Mary Poppins. This isn't going to be some baby-making competition. We don't need no skirt tagging along.
Look, I don't think you can handle it, okay?
What do I gotta do? I need the job. I'm plenty good enough, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Listen up, skirt. Let me make it simple for you. Take a hike.
All right, I'll cut you in for 10%, but get this. If you start dragging your ass, I'm sending you home.
I got it.
Listen up. I'm not paying you extra to take some Sally homemaker sweetie pie along for company. And Dylan took out my line about the breast milk. So we're not doing a breast milk competition either.
Oh, my God.
Cut!
We should get Oscars compared to what they did in the movie. It was just,
Yeah.
Oh,
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's perfect. I also ripped out my headphones.
Oh my God. Did we lose you?
No.
Yeah, still here.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now it is time for Dez's 4-in-1 fun and one fake fact, where it will be up to my two co-hosts to decide which fact is total bullshit. So here we go. Fact number 1. The club named Torchies is also seen in 48 Hours, When a Stranger Calls, and The Driver. Number 2. Daryl Hannah was pursued for the female lead, but opted to do Splash instead. Good choice. Number 3. A massive tent was used to cover the entire back lot and shoot day for night. It cost $1.2 million to erect. Number 4. Tom Cruise.
She said.
That is what she said. Tom Cruise was the first pick for Tom Cody, but he took a role in another film. And number 5. Director Walter Hill wanted Sean Penn for the role of Raven Shattuck, but Penn was already obligated to do the 1984 drama Bad Boys, which I wish we were doing tonight. Tony, which of the 5 facts do you think is total bullshit?
I think the Tom Cruise one. I haven't heard that one.
Okay, and Dylan, which do you think is total bullshit?
I was leaning toward Tom Cruise, but maybe I'll go Daryl Hannah.
You are both incorrect, and I have stumped the panel once again. The fake fact is actually Sean Penn was not considered for the role of Raven Shattuck. Thank God, because Willem Dafoe is the only reason to watch this movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, with a budget of $14.5 million and a box office gross of just $8 million, this movie was a piece of shit. Dylan, will you please give us the synopsis?
Absolutely. Raven Shattuck, along with his gang of merciless biker friends, kidnaps rocker singer Ellen Aim. Ellen's former boyfriend, soldier for hire Tom Cody, gets word from his sister to come home because she needs help. In an attempt to save his star act, Ellen's manager, Billy Fish, hires Tom to rescue Ellen. Billy and Tom, along with former soldier McCoy, battle through dangerous cityscapes, determined to get Ellen back.
Sweet. All right. Let's do this thing. Yeah, I know.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough gas to go through the rage that I sat there for an hour and a half going, all right, this is a classic. It's been on cable forever. Everyone loves this movie in the 80s. And I'm like, why? I figured this is like one of those ones like, oh, I'm gonna admit something here, which I'll probably get a lot of shit for. I have never seen Labyrinth.
Neither have I.
I've never sat through it. It's like it's one of those things like, oh, you don't see Labyrinth, it's Bowie, blah blah. It was by the time I should have seen it, it was a point I'm not going to see it now in principle because it's my thing. I'm not going to see that. So this was kind of one of those movies that kept sliding into my radar. Like, oh, I should see Streets of Fire. I love Diane Lane. The cast is on paper, cast is killer.
Yep.
And I have an unhealthy obsession with Diane Lane from the 80s and 90s. So that's a whole other thing we'll get into. But sitting down to watch this literally every 3 minutes, I'm just taking over, guys. I'm sorry. Every 2-3 minutes, I'm going, oh my God, he's in this. Oh my God, there. All right. So I'm sitting there. Starts off Diane Lane, hot, perfect, great. Then we go, oh my God, Rick Moranis is in this. Cool, good for him. All right. I knew Michael Paré was in this. He's decent. But all of a sudden, Deborah Van Valkenburg shows up from the Warriors. I'm like, all right, I like her. She's in some good stuff. And then Willem Dafoe shows up looking badass, as he always does. And I'm sitting there going, wait, is that Lee Ving from Fear? Oh my God, is the guy from Fear in this? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, Lee Ving's in this. I get all excited. And then Bill Paxton. Then Bill Paxton walks along looking like a tool. I'm like, oh my God, Bill Paxton. And then I sat there for a good 20 minutes going, why do I know the chief of police? Why do I know the chief of police? He's the guy who catches the tennis balls in Poltergeist.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God. And then all of a sudden Ed Begley wanders through the set looking like a homeless guy because he owed somebody a favor.
That's right. And
I'm sitting there going, all right, then Elizabeth Daly walks on, who again, 80s, I like you, Dottie. I like you. It's like she shows up and I'm like, all right, everything is complete about the 80s. The only thing we do need is, a long trench coat. Oh, look, there's a long trench coat. Now the 80s are complete. So I'm sitting there watching and going, this is so much like the Warriors. It's not even funny. And then I see directed by Walter Hill. I'm like, oh, there's our influence right there. And then I'm sitting there, oh, look, who's driving the train? The voice of the radio lady from the Warriors, it's like, hey, Warriors, big boppers.
Yep.
It's like, everybody's in this fucking movie. Like, I'm sitting there blown away that this is like a total compiling of 80s people. And I never knew it. That's the only good thing I have to say about this movie.
And with that cast, they were unable to deliver something that was even watchable. And I wrote this down.
I think it didn't know what it wanted to be. And I think that's really the problem, is that the movie didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Is it a rock opera? Is it a action movie? Is it a Western? Because, there's Western influences. You got the long duster coat. You got the revolvers.
Yeah. It didn't even know when it wanted to be.
That too.
I turned it on. I hit play, and Katie wanders in, and she's like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I'm like, "I'm watching for the podcast." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know this was taking place in the 50s." I'm like, "Yeah, me either." And all of a sudden, there's neon lights. I'm like, "Well, that's not." And then, but everybody's got the hairstyles and the bikers and the cars.
Well,
but then
some of the people are in the 50s.
And I'm like,
some of the people are in the 80s.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you're the punker. You must be in the 80s." And then they show up, and all of a sudden, Willem Dafoe shows up all slick back hair and biker gang and leather and stuff. I'm like, all it needed was the slow saxophone of the Black Widows from Every Which Way But Loose. It was a dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's like that's all that was missing from every scene they were in. I'm like, this is one big Judas Priest, Village People kind of leather boy gathering.
Oh
you know?
God!
It's like what was the Blue Oyster in Police Academy?
Yeah.
It was over the top. Like there was no subtlety in this movie at all anywhere, and just the 1940s 30s film noir tough guy speak delivered by someone who sounds like they had a stroke right before they pressed play on the camera. It's just he was awful. It's like, hey babe, I ain't got time to be like, oh my God, like Stallone could have pulled this off.
I was gonna say your performance in Disaster Piece Theater was way better than Mr. Paré's.
Hooray. And now I'm like, I've never seen 80 and the Cruisers either. I have no urge to go see it.
No,
now,
actually,
knowing he's the lead in it, I'm like, no.
I saw this back in the day, and I remember this being a good movie. And then, like 5 minutes in, I'm like, "Oh, what was I thinking?" And I have seen Eddie and the Cruisers, and I remember that also being a great movie. But it could just be another false memory.
And I mean, Rick Moranis is as good as a whiny guy, but man, it was just you are such a dick in this movie, like nothing redeeming.
No, and I think the problem with this movie is it was so simple. Like it was so simple. You could have written out this entire script, like Mickey would say, on a Denny's napkin at 2 a.m. It was.
They did. That's what this was.
It's like a ketchup stain on it.
And there's only so many different angles you could shoot the same set from. There was the French Connection, like under the bridge, under the subway with the pillars. It's like they shot that from every different angle and every different lighting. And sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's dry. It's like, all right, we get it. These things are here. He's going to be speeding this car that he stole through it, which no one ever. Where did those guys go? The 1950s bebop gang that he took the car from them. They never came back.
The Roadmasters were so weak tit. It was unreal. All right, let's get into this movie. Let's do this thing.
I mean, we're already ripping it apart, so let's just finish the job, eh?
Okay.
Super vixen rocker and hometown kid done good, Ellen Aim, played by Diane Lane, puts on a concert in front of a bunch of frenzied fans. Included in the crowd is a gang leader, Raven Shattuck, played by Willem Dafoe, and his gang of thugs known as the Bombers. Raven has come up with a plan to get his hands on Ellen, and he enacts it when the song ends. The gang bum rushes the stage and grabs her. In the ensuing chaos, the Bombers assault the backup band, kidnap Ellen, throw her onto a motorcycle where police cruisers inexplicably launch into parked cars and women's tops tear off their bodies. Because isn't that what is supposed to happen in a rock and roll fable?
How do you kidnap somebody on a motorcycle?
I don't know.
That was like just all you gotta do is shift your weight. On the ground, I'm away. It's like it's the work.
She was
Put her in a
sidecar.
sidecar.
Help me! It was like
so
stupid.
So the opening scene starts off. We're going to get one of about 5 million shots of some neon lights reflecting the water. Like this was the go-to shot. Every sign was neon. Elevator, neon. Door, neon. It was insane. And what I noticed was, so the crowd, they're all dressed like, all the girls in the crowd are dressed like Donna Reed from Leave It to Beaver, like in these colorless dresses. And the singer is dressed like Pat Benatar. Wouldn't the crowd be dressed like their hero?
You would think.
I don't know. It just made no sense to me. It just didn't make any sense to me.
No.
I would like to say the song is a good song. I liked it. I found myself singing it later. Yeah, I found myself singing it later, and I was like, and I think that they really wanted the last song in the movie. Tonight is what it means to be young. They wanted that to be like the hot song, and it wasn't any good. I already forgot it by the time I turned the movie off.
Yeah,
but this song was very good, and it was kind of meatloafy. Like,
thank you. I was gonna say, I kept looking for Jim Steinman in the credits. He just wasn't there. I was bummed. I was like,
No, I think the guy who wrote Total Eclipse of the Heart, though, which also is meatloafy. So
that's Jim Steinman. That's what I kept waiting for. Yeah, Jim Steinman wrote Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, well, then that's him. He wrote it.
And
Did
both
he?
They said
songs,
that they said whoever wrote the songs wrote Total Eclipse of the Heart. That's what I read, at least.
yeah,
I'll
they
have to
were
look it up.
good
Jim
songs.
Steinman later recalled. Okay, Jimmy Iovine. Oh yeah, he worked with Jimmy Iovine.
Iovine, yeah, I think.
Iovine. So he worked with him on it. So all right, that makes sense then. Because
Mhm.
yeah, it's all over him. His thumbprint is all over that,
Yes, very much.
which is why it works. And the only thing that, again, musician, I'm sure Des looked at this and went, no. All female backup voices, all men backups.
Oh, really?
Like, who's singing backup? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's no female on the stage, it's all female backups. Like, I hate stuff like that in movies.
But
yeah,
what
at
I
least throw two girls on the stage.
Yeah, that's
with
all.
her.
Yeah,
I
you
did
know?
think that the band looked good performing the song, though. The drummer looked good performing the song. The band, looked like bass players playing, looked like
Yep.
guitar players playing. So I was okay with that. I mean, a lot better than what we got out of our Sammy Kerr episode.
Don't go there.
Billy Squire dancing motherfucker.
Yeah, not good.
Well, it's just I read a quote when I was doing a quick research. It's like, according to the director, the film's origins came out of a desire to make what he thought would be the perfect film when he was a teenager. He wanted all things teenagers love: custom cars, kissing in the rain, neon, trains in the night, high-speed pursuits, rumbles, rock stars, and motorcycles. I'm like, really? That's what all teenagers?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think so.
that
I mean, could just
Failed
give
on
me a decent
every
story.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say I really liked the scenes with Raven and the bombers backlit. Like the crowd's all dancing around them, and they're just standing still, and everyone's dancing around them. And I thought that was like he had cool shots, but it was like, this isn't a music video; it's a movie.
Yeah.
So you can't shoot it like a music video because it's not. You have to give me a story. You have to give me decent writing, or else it's gonna fizzle out pretty fast. And I will say, before we go any further, this movie did not pass my phone test, which is, if I pick up my phone in the middle of a movie, it's lost my attention. I'm bored. So I picked up my phone twice in the middle of this movie, even though I was trying to pay attention to it. And I just, instinctively was picking up my phone.
I will say, though, the movie went by fairly quickly. It didn't like slog on and on where I was like, oh my God, how much longer? It felt like it was like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, no, it did move. It moves.
But it's because there was no substance. It was like eating a fucking soft serve ice cream cone. I was like, oh, that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. And but the close-up shots of Raven, of Willem Dafoe, he looked so wicked in this movie is the only word I can use.
Yeah.
He was perfect. He was so good in it.
Creepy teeth, creepy hair, just
everything.
And
I've got some thoughts on his character that I'm going to reveal at the end that I thought was really the only real character building in this entire movie was revealed at the very end, but we'll get there. So let's keep this fucking piece of shit moving. Scene 2.
Okay. Somewhere in the world, Tom Cody, played by Michael Paré, receives an urgent telegram. Cody shows up that night on a train because obviously time doesn't exist in a rock and roll fable. Yeah, it was like, you'd think it would take him a couple days to get there, but no, he's automatically just there.
Yeah.
Cody visits the diner where his sister hasn't seen him in years. While there, the leader of a gang of roadmasters immediately challenges Cody to a butterfly knife opening contest. Cody wins and slaps the loser's face 6 times. Then he tosses the rest of the gang through a plate glass window and steals their stolen car from them.
Oh, God. Fuck. What did I want?
It was tough.
This fucking
Nothing.
This
I got
fucking
nothing.
gang. Wait, first of all, who is the leader of the gang? I've seen him before.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I remember thinking the same thing, going, maybe he'll come back and I'll look it up then. He never came back.
Was he in Happy Days, maybe?
I don't know.
Shit, anybody could at that point.
Dude, when Cody's slapping him in the face and then opening the knife, then slapping him in the face, I was literally laughing out loud. I'm like, holy shit. And then the rest of the gang just jumps out the window and runs away.
The guy's name was Paul Mones or Mones. It's Mones, and he looks like he's been in a bit actor in a bunch of stuff. So
yeah,
God. Like he was on Cagney and Lacey. He was in the Renegades, stuff like that. Like
the Renegades.
That might be where you know him from.
No, I don't know what the Renegades.
No,
is.
I don't know. I don't even know what the Renegades is. Tony, the
that's like-
Renegades.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
What's the Renegades?
I got the 4K version of that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I will say that I this is part of where tell me some story here. You send your brother a telegram, please come home. Like, what does she care? Like, why does the sister give a crap?
Because she's a big fan. She's a fangirl.
Then call the cops.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend. Hey, the girl you walked away from, you broke up with, is got kidnapped by a creepy lighthouse guy. So you want to come home and save her for no money? It's like, no, I got better things to do, because obviously he doesn't care about her enough to stay around. He obviously likes her, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go off with the lesbian at the end. It's fine. It's cool.
I also felt like the sister wanted to get them back together. I mean, I don't know why, but that was kind of the thing. I'll tell you,
she has a boyfriend. Like, Diane Lane has a new boyfriend, so like you're gonna bring him into, like, you're just making a mess. The sister's making a mess.
What was wrong with the
role.
Roadmasters?
What do you mean?
What was wrong with the Roadmasters? Like, seriously, what was wrong with this group of fellows? Like, they're supposed to be like a gang that carry butterfly knives, and like they didn't even try to beat up Cody. I didn't get it. It was like 10-on-1. There wasn't even a rumble.
No,
I
think the whole point was to prove how badass Cody is, but
I mean, maybe he should have like whooped ass on like 3 of them while they were all trying to jump him, and then they take off. Like, these guys didn't even take a shot at him. Oh, it was so gay. Okay. All right, let's keep going. You guys gotta remember, we're from Boston and we're from the 80s. I mean, fucking everything was gay. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry.
Totally gay.
It's totally gay. So let's keep going.
Oh yeah, we're just click down. The ratings are down and down. And down.
We're just getting canceled.
Canceled off. Everybody's saying that's all
We
right.
lost our non-binary listener just then.
That's so
that one left.
No, they're gone.
No,
oh my goodness. All right,
please.
moving on.
Come back.
I like that you used there though. That's good. That was good. You used the right pronoun.
I tried.
Well, we actually do have a non-binary listener.
Well, that's why I'm saying it. What we
what's
did.
wrong with that?
And I
You
know
started
that's.
saying gay.
I love them. And I want them to keep coming back and listening to the show. They just need to understand we're from Boston, and in the 80s, everything was gay. It doesn't mean gay.
It doesn't mean
like,
homosexual. It
No,
means gay isn't dumb.
as in like
That's not
week
saying
10.
that they're dumb. Yeah.
No, it's a lot of semantics here. You have to just understand where we're coming from. Okay, let's keep going.
All right. Ellen's colorblind and stylely challenged business manager boyfriend Billy Fish hires Cody to kidnap Ellen back from the dastardly clutches of Raven and his bombers. No telling how long before Raven will remove his fireproof romper in front of the defenseless Ellen.
He's got her tied to the bed. He's like,
I'm sorry. Those plastic overalls were really a style choice. Like, that was something else.
I loved him. I
Oh,
loved the
it was
way
great.
he was dressed. I loved the way he was dressed.
He was
A lot of patent
so
leather in the
Man
50s.
Ray. Yeah, totally Man Ray 1998. It was
Oh,
It
awesome.
was, though. Yeah,
Oh.
it was.
And he worked it. He totally worked it.
Yeah, he didn't look like any
Oh,
of
my
the other
goodness.
bombers, but that's fine.
No,
That's
they all
why he's
look
the
like
boss.
village people.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. They were all like these gigantic, like, Bears Village people dudes. And like, he's like 5'2", soaking wet, like 120, and he's running them.
But he
What?
looked, he looked shredded up and insane.
Yeah, it must be the insanity.
You know, like there was some jump in at one point, and he like ate somebody, or like he just sat down and started chewing on a femur or something like that. Like, you win. All right.
There was a jump in, and he ate somebody. I wish that scene had been in the movie. All right, keep going.
Right?
I know, it would have made it better. All right, so everyone and their dog knows that Cody and Ellen were hot and heavy back in the day, but of course Cody couldn't care less about the super hot Diane Lane. There's obviously no sexual tension that sparks upon them meeting up again.
Oh, God, he sucks. He sucks. I wouldn't have had time to do anything else but just, you're tied to that bed, are you? Okay, all right.
Oh, God.
Okay. God, gorgeous. Just gorgeous in this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
ridiculous. Setting out, Cody stumbles upon the rugged and totally badass ex-soldier McCoy at a bar. She isn't Cody's type, so we're assured of some witty sexual banter that won't go anywhere, but ultimately, if McCoy can handle Cody's gun, she can tag along and make a paycheck. I actually liked McCoy.
I did too. I thought she was good. A little, very heavy-handed in the "you're not my type. I'm going to gawk at the dancer." All right, we get it. We get it.
Yeah. Yes.
But
yeah.
But okay, again, we're talking early '80s, so that was kind of.
And again, I would rather see her story. I wish she took the lead and said, "You know what? You get out of here. She's mine." And have McCoy go after Diane Lane. Like, this is a movie I would watch.
Right?
Have her get into a knife fight with Willhem Dafoe at the end. Oh my God! Take off her baseball hat, put it on backwards like Stallone and over the top, and just be wicked badass. It'd be awesome. That's right. I pulled in an over top reference. Don't even make it start. I will pull more in as this episode goes on.
Oh man, yeah, that movie wasn't weird. Fuck. We're gonna get some really strange scenes in this. So at this point in the movie, have we seen Diane Lane tied down to the bed with?
No, they haven't. Okay. They haven't gotten her out yet. This is them just setting up to go get her. And I will say that I also did love McCoy punching Bill Paxton in the face.
Okay.
And helping herself to a bottle.
So now we know what happened to Chet after Weird Science, because this is Chet. Like, this is Bill Paxton's character. He's like, hey, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him act so shitty. It was terrible. I couldn't even believe it was Bill Paxton.
Yeah, it's almost like the director basically said, "I want you to go take the level to 100, and I'll pull you back as it goes." And he never pulled anybody back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No, good point.
Oh,
except for Michael Paré.
Michael Paré, that was his 100. You know, his
go to 100.
The range on that man is.
It was like he was reading his
50
off a fucking napkin or something. It was so bad.
Oh dear.
He was awful. He was just the most uncharismatic badass in the world. Like,
and he didn't even seem that badass, right?
No.
Oh God. All right, let's keep going.
All right. Under the cover of night, Cody, McCoy, and Billy travel to the Battery in a stolen car full of guns. Sounds like a good idea. There, the bombers put on a display of fire iron horsemanship on their decked-out 50s-style Harleys, even though it's 1980-something. While inside Torchy's bar, Jennifer Beals' flash dance body double treats us to a striptease on the bar. While all eyes are watching the topless dancer's well-choreographed feet, McCoy slips in and holds Raven in a room full of badass bikers at bay with a single revolver.
Single-handedly walks into 50 people and says, freeze, and they do.
Oh, yeah. Don't move.
Oh my God! No one's watching the door. No one's even hears anything. Why is this little skinny blonde chick walking into the boss's friggin' poker room? And we're just gonna let it happen because we're all watching Flashdance with a thong. It's just like, and all right, now this is where my own little issue here happens. Well, I can't even say issue. I very rarely watch the movies that we're going to review when people are awake in my house, and I have an 11-year-old and I have a wife, and she's like, "This is PG." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's PG, but watch it." I forgot 80s PG apparently is now. There's boob shots, there's thong shots, there's swearing all through the movie, and I'm like, I'm going to go in the bedroom and watch it because I don't want to get. Like I was shocked, but I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of risky. I have to admit she was right. It's like, oh my God, this is a lot for a PG movie. And I'm thinking back to like, wow, we actually got, 16 Candles gave us boob shots. It's like we have language all up and down through like Revenge of the Nerds and stuff. It's just like all the PG back in the day was why we have PG-13 now. So that makes kind of sense.
Yeah. So again, why did the director decide to do this bizarre world where half of it's the 80s and half it's the 50s? Like the girl dancing up on the bar, she's like dressed in fishnet and stuff. Like it doesn't exist in the 50s. And I know the thing says somewhere in another time and another, like, what is this, Flash Gordon? I just didn't understand what we were looking at.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird, man. Like some people were 50s, some people were 80s. And it was this mashup in the same scenes.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
And
correct me if I'm wrong. Happy Days came. When did Happy Days come out?
70s.
Oh, yeah, way before
late 70s, early 80s. Like, I feel like there was like this revival of 50s stuff during the 80s that like there was like this nostalgia for the 50s, and maybe he was playing into that, and now us removed so many years past that we don't remember it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. I can understand it. I think what this movie wanted to be was what Sin City turned out to be.
Good point.
Mm.
It wanted to be a film noir. It wanted to be a badass, gumshoe detective, badass, guy with the neon and the specific color brightness in this otherwise dank, dark black and white era.
Mhm.
And he couldn't think of it on his own. It took, Rodriguez, and it took Miller. Did Miller do
Yeah.
Sin City to
Yes.
put it all together? I mean, when did Sin City come out? Was that in the 80s?
No, I don't think so. I think 90s.
Yeah.
Was it 90s? I don't remember off the top of my head. I mean, not the movie. The comic obviously came
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Let's see the comic. Let's see.
I know I'm totally off base here, but it's like every time they showed something like that, like the neon lights in this 1950s,
91.
like Sin
91.
City. Totally Sin City.
Yeah, that was 91. So it was
Okay.
just after the 80s.
Okay.
I tell you what character I thought was a badass was Raven's number one. Like, he looked like he could have kicked some ass.
Oh, Ving Rhames.
Yeah, I like that actor.
Leaving.
Sorry.
Ving Rhames. That's a whole different shade of badass right there.
Yeah,
Literally.
true enough.
No, because he was Mr. Body in Clue, another
Yes.
amazing movie. And he's the lead singer of Fear. I mean, if you've ever seen Fear live, I mean, that says everything right there. The man will kill someone on stage just because they looked at him wrong.
I like it. I like it. And I liked his character. I thought he was really good.
I love him as Mr. Body.
Have we seen
Clue's one of my favorites.
Have we seen Ellen on the bed yet?
No, we're getting
You
to it.
obviously want to get there, so we
He's
can
got
talk
there.
about it if you
We're
like.
getting there. We're getting there. Okay, hold on. I'm getting you there. Outside, Cody
my
shoots holes in
Gonna
the.
be weak.
What?
So
What?
so my point is going to be weak now after all this buildup.
Listen, weak tit. Just relax. Outside, Cody shoots holes in the bomber's bike so many times you think you saw the same one explode 3 or 4 different times in the same sequence. Cody breaks into Torchy's and rescues Ellen off of the bed, and then somehow in all the chaos hooks up with McCoy. With Ellen in tow, they all run out of the place, guns blazing. They then speed off down the middle of a one-way alley in their bright red stolen convertible while heavily armed bombers surround them, threatening their lives, but don't actually do anything. No word yet, and if our body double Babe from Flashdance got her tight tail out of there or not alive. Go ahead, honey.
Well, I mean, I don't really have much to say. I was just going to say, it was just a weird scene. I mean, he's got her tied to the bed with ropes, and he basically says to her, if you let me rape you for 2 weeks, you can just go back to where you came from.
That's
and you're
creepy.
good."
Creepy.
Yeah, it was like, what?
Terrible.
Like, what? That's fucked up.
Yes. It totally fucked up.
Like, it was so, like, it goes over your head if you're watching it. You don't realize what he's saying, but that's what he's saying.
Yeah, he says, let's fall in love for a week or two, and then I'll let you go home. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't know what he was waiting for. It's like, you got her tied to the bed in this, like, why isn't he just, like, going for it then? Like, is he think she's really going to be
Gorgeous.
if he keeps her there tied to the bed, feeding her for a couple of days, eventually she's going to be like, all right, I love you. Let's do it. No. I mean, this is either a rape or it's not happening. Those are your two choices.
I mean, yeah. Gross, but yeah.
And what's Cody's using for a weapon? Is that a bazooka or I mean, this thing is
yeah.
Yeah, go, please. Somebody.
No,
tell
just
me.
one shot makes three motorcycles explode into like napalm.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of the nuclear. It's kind of like when Indiana Jones punches someone, it sounds like a gunshot.
Mhm.
It's like this rifle he has was the most advanced technology of 1941, apparently, because it blew literally everything up 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was fucking bad. And McCoy actually shoots and kills one of the bombers in the poker room, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, she shoots him. I don't know if she kills him, but he goes down.
I like that. I did like that they I like that they forced it. They forced the story like that, and it wasn't completely watered down. I mean, you're not going in there and getting her out and no one's getting shot. Just not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but the fact that they're in a convertible and, when Dafoe says, I can get some guns, no one has a fucking gun to take a shot at the convertible full of
Yeah,
people who
right.
just stole the woman. It's like, come on, somebody's got to have a pea
And the
shooter. Give
top's
me a
down. It's not
22.
even like you can't see her
Yeah,
sitting in the car.
Jump
Yeah,
in, jump
and they're
on.
and they're they're a biker gang. Like, where's the sergeant at arms? Like, hey, maybe we should have some guns at the clubhouse. He's like, listen, for next week's order, let's get some guns. Fucking what?
Yeah, they needed a TIG. They totally needed a TIG in this clubhouse.
It was really weird.
Fucking
Yeah.
terrible.
I'm the only Sons of Anarchy fan here. Really?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
such a good show. Oh,
Oh god. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen it.
oh my god. Side conversation for later. Gotta
Yeah.
watch that show.
No, I'll
It's
look
like
into it.
Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy. Both of those are just equal for me. It's like two of the best shows ever.
Yeah, I've never seen either one.
For the love of Christ, man! And you're watching Streets of Fire.
How does it stack? How does it stack up against something like, I don't know, Stuart Saves His Family?
Ooh, it's a close. It's a close. It's a close.
Oh,
Never.
shit.
Yeah.
It's a
Close, not
never.
even close.
And it also in this world, you remember when Cody gets pulled over in this red stolen hot rod that's presumably been stolen twice now. You can just drive around whenever you want, I guess, right?
Well, they know of him. I pulled him in before. He's done some time, but you let him go now.
I was gonna say, so that's even less of a reason he should have got away in the stolen car.
Yeah, he's done time. I think
Ah.
that isn't that like, I don't know, a parole violation or something.
Listen,
You would think.
Yeah, you keep driving around like that, and we're gonna bust your ass. And then he screeches off again. I'm like, this fucking movie is so stupid. All right, let's keep going.
Our heroes drive into the darkness only to ditch the cherry red hot rod after they stop a broken down bus containing another band, the
Get a
Sorrells.
bus.
The bus.
That's so subtle. Yeah,
Oh my
let's
God.
take this big tank of a car and let's all jump in a bus.
Oh my God.
with the fucking
With
the
the
band
Temptations.
from no, this is the band from Back to the Future. They were on their
Yeah.
way to the
Marvin
under the
Berry.
yeah, they were on their way to the enchantment under the sea dance.
Oh no.
Ah.
So the band recognizes Ellen and they try to talk her into giving them a chance. While treating everyone to their lip-syncing wondery, the bus runs into the most inept police roadblock since the Keystone Cops. Cody blows holes in their Studebakers while McCoy drives the bus through the flaming carnage to freedom.
Yeah, the only thing missing from this scene were the Nazis from Minnesota. I was amazed by how this is going to at least be some action here. No, we're just going to screw it all up with 3 gunshots, and because he's got the most advanced weapon of 1941, it blew up all the cars. In 3 shots.
But not only that, so she gets them, get off the bus and just look normal. So they get the 2 cops off the bus, and then McCoy pulls out the fucking pea shooter again. It's like, everybody down! Like the entire roadblock drops their weapons and gets down on their faces. What?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he says, get off the thing and just act like everything's fine. And instead he gets off and makes a huge mess. It's like, you could have just driven away.
No, but my point is they were outgunned like fucking 15 guns to 2. And the police just dropped their weapons and got down on their faces. Just like in the, I don't know, man. Fucking terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah. It's not working for me.
No.
I just read this part. McCoy was originally written to be a Hispanic man named Mendez, with Edward James Olmos being considered for the part.
Stop it.
Could you picture Edward James almost sliding up to 18-year-old Diane Lane? It would have been even creepier.
Oh, God.
No.
Making little origami characters.
With a little mustache. Although I would like to see Olmos against Dafoe. That would be the battle of the creep. It would just be awesome.
Been great.
Yeah.
That part would have been great, but I don't think I want to see him with Diane Lane. It would have freaked me out.
It's so funny.
Oh my God.
We did a beta run of this. We did fucking Blade Runner, me and Delin. First time we just to see if we could even do a podcast. And I have it saved. It is fucking it is so bad. I say, like, what do I say a million times? Like, it's amazing or something. It's so bad. So I'm saving it, and eventually, like maybe for the 100th episode, I'll post it. It is fucking wow.
It's really something special. It's such a piece of garbage. It's
like, and then there was a word wall that went up, and I'm like, that's amazing. Okay. Let's keep going.
We were really taking ourselves way too seriously.
Oh, but it was
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. All right. So now we're back in downtown Detroit, even though it's really not Detroit. Even a torrential downpour can't put out the white hot flames that burn between Cody and Ellen. Ugh. They end up in bed together, even though they're still both soaked from the rain. Maybe towels don't exist in this reality. While Billy impatiently waits outside with Cody's $10,000 for services rendered, which services are left to your imagination. Oh, God.
Dude, this fucking kiss is so bizarre. It's like he attacks her.
Yeah. It's like the lips were just like blah, 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 blah. It was like, ugh.
It's like they're standing there.
Actually,
Go ahead.
no, I just can't. I can't. Go ahead.
You ever
No, it
put
was
two
well done.
high-powered magnets next to each other and they just like all of a sudden hit? Like that's what this looked like. It was fucking bizarre. And then they're in bed and they're fucking soaked. They're soaked
Soaked.
in bed.
Soaked. And it's like, I would not get into bed soaked. I would take a minute to rub my head with a towel. Don't you have a hairdryer?
I mean, the sheets must have been all sticky. Oh God, just awful.
Just no.
I just
just
don't
no.
get it.
I deal with sticky sheets with Diane Lane.
I would
Well-
too, but sticky in the bad way, like water sticky. Not
I
good.
deal with sticky sheets. I would deal with sandpaper sheets with Diane Lane. Razor wire sheets. I'm jumping in if Diane Lane is under them.
I didn't
Oh
get
my
it.
goodness.
I didn't get
I don't
it.
blame you.
I didn't get the director's decision. They're like, let's keep them. Let's get some more water in here. Get the spray bottles in here. Like, I just don't even understand what he's seeing in this scene. Like, I want them wetter. No.
I mean, it's one thing to have the kiss in the rain. Okay, I get it. Like that was like a thing, like a set piece. He wanted a kiss in the rain. I get it.
Yeah, it's
But
fine.
like when they go in the house, they're gonna dry themselves.
Yeah,
They didn't. They could not wait
There-
to get
yeah.
to that bed. That was it.
There was no
Oh,
time.
boy.
There was no time.
No time.
I have terry cloth sheets. It'll be fine. They'll dry us and we'll sleep and it'll be fine. Don't worry
Oh my
about it.
God.
Oh God.
All right. When dawn breaks, the cops come to tell Tom that Raven wants to fight him one-on-one.
Because that's what the cops do, right? Yeah.
Well, of course, they're errand
Messengers
boys.
for the
Yeah.
local gang of lost. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
he's setting it up.
But the cops want Cody to leave right away and not fight him. Then they plan to arrest Raven. Cody sends Ellen away with McCoy and returns to Raven. And I'm going to stop here for a second. Cody doesn't actually send Ellen away with McCoy. Cody punches her in the face.
Where the hell did that come from? I'm
So-
sitting there going, why did he do that?
Like, are you fucking kidding me? That was fucked up.
Yeah.
He didn't just. You figure slap her like the 1950s? They'd slap a woman and like make her under control.
Fucking
It's
skirt.
like, gotta calm yourself. Yeah.
No, he cold cocked her right in the
He-
face.
He did everything but an elbow follow through. You know,
She's
it's like-
missing her fucking
Jesus.
front teeth now.
and she still loves him though. Oh, he only does this once in a while. It's okay.
She doesn't show up later with a black eye. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
and
You know,
still
Yeah.
loves him.
yeah, he punched her very hard in the face to knock her out, and that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Any girl
Like,
I've ever punched in the
legitimately-
face had a black eye afterwards.
Nice, honey.
No,
Nice.
it's a joke. It's a joke.
You look-
So, Tony, let me ask you, did you notice that they ripped off the Warriors in this shot on the subway?
Every single scene
Yes.
was ripped off from the Warriors.
I mean,
every
it stunk
time
like
they
it.
get the. Oh my god! I mean, all the same director, same so it's like, why wouldn't he?
But yeah,
You know, he's
but-
got this. He's got so many actors. The same. The train came around the turn and pulled up at the station, and they stepped out. It's like, yeah, it was right out of the Warriors. Like
yeah,
he knows what he likes, and he's going to shoot it over and over.
yeah. But for this in particular little sequence though with the subway, I mean, it was like I was like, wow, this is like cut footage from the Warriors. It didn't even
Yeah,
look like a different movie.
stock
Yeah.
footage. Yeah,
Yeah, stock footage, exactly.
Yeah, and did the Warriors have an elevated train and everything?
Oh yeah.
Or was that all subway?
Nope, it was elevated.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
it's
Elevated.
So-
Bop
yeah.
on back home to Coney, baby.
yeah. There was
It's
even
been a while
fire.
since I've seen it, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
All
a great
right,
movie.
so when
That's
Raven-
one we should look at.
we'll definitely do the
100%.
Warriors. That's a good one. When Raven appears at the designated area, the cops attempt to arrest him, but he blows an air horn, and 100 of his bombers packing Winchesters on motorcycles come around the corner.
That they didn't have the night before when he stole her back, but whatever.
Well, no, because he
Well,
said we
he
went
could
to the
get guns.
we went to the gun store.
Mm.
He went to Walmart.
Oh, God.
And no one takes one shot when their boss is getting their ass kicked, right? Okay.
Right.
Well, wait.
Go ahead. I know
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
So thankfully for our heroes, this is a rock and roll fable. So instead of torching Detroit and causing all kinds of hell because their own bar is already in ruins, Raven just wants to fight Cody with a sledgehammer.
Nice.
Not even a pickaxe.
Pickaxe.
It was a pick, and
Was
they
it
hit
a
each other with
pickaxe?
they hit each other with a flat side. I'm like, if you're fighting with a pickaxe, you aim to kill. You don't aim to like mark.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
I hit you in the side with the side of the axe. Shut up.
Wasn't exactly a pickaxe. It was blunt on the backside. But I mean, if you hit somebody with
it could have
it
impaled your face. Yeah.
absolutely could have
Yeah.
penetrated with that.
Oh, stupid, dumbest final fight ever. Oh my god.
No, all right, well,
I
wait.
had more brutal Mortal Kombat games than this fucking stupid movie.
Well,
Ugh.
so this is what I wanted to say, though. So when this fight starts, I remembered Raven getting his ass kicked real fast. And that's not what we got here. So Raven tells the police and Cody, I want to fight you one-on-one, mano-a-mano, winner take all, right? I love this fucking character of Raven. So he shows up with his two guys. And he's going to play by the rules he set. He's got his two guys. Now, granted, he's got the rest of his gang around the corner in case somebody else tries to change the rules, which they do. They're going to arrest him and there's going to be no fight. Raven's not having that.
Right.
But had they stuck to the plan and Cody had been there, he was prepared to fight him one-on-one. So Cody shows up. They fight one-on-one. Raven gives an extremely good fight. I was surprised. He was getting the best of Cody for a good bit of this fight.
Mhm.
Cody eventually whips his ass because he's a big boy. Got him outweighed by about 100 pounds. I love the blood. Love the fight scenes. I thought it looked good. Love the sledgehammers. I thought it was fun. I thought it was very cool choice weapons. Now, this is where we get this little character build for Raven. He's a man of his word. He told his guys, if I lose this fight, we're going back. We're not torching the town. I don't want you guys jumping in. And it's me against him. Best man wins. And that's why they left at the end and didn't go crazy. That's how I read
I was
it.
surprised that the cops didn't try to arrest Raven, though. They let the gang pick him up and take him away because the whole point was they were there to arrest him. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, Tony?
Oh, Christ almighty. I thought it was a terrible goddamn fight. I thought that the Warrior, and look, the Warrior is easily in my top, I'm going to say my top 30 movies of like literally all time. I love the Warriors.
Word,
And
me too.
that has one of the weakest baseball bat fights ever with some of the most badass gang members ever put to film, the Baseball
The
Furies.
best. The Fury
But
Boys.
those bat shots are weak. They're timed. It's almost like me and my buddy practicing a Crow pre-show for Rocky Horror. Left, right, down, down. Left, right, down, down. It's like it was just, this fight was awful. And when it finally went to fisticuffs, because you have to, I liked it better. And I thought the whole thing should have been that. And one of the funny thing was they were supposed to have Cody kill him at the end with a knife.
Oh.
But they changed it, figuring that's going to give an R rating, and they didn't want to do that, so they just went with what they went. But I thought the fight was awful. I thought it was illogical. I thought it wasn't filmed well. This is someone who like lives for action movies and Hong Kong action. Like I'm talking like the Raid 2, you know, all the Jackie Chan's, all the Jet Li's. Like, so I love action fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand this was 1984 and then those weren't big yet, at least in pop culture, to sort of base things off of. But a basic, let's call it a bat fight, for lack of a better word, because there was no blades really involved.
Right.
It was weak. It was a very weak fight between a terrible cardboard character who we know is going to win and a really interesting, well put together, well versed, good villain.
Yes.
And it was just, it was not what it should have been.
See,
man. And it just bums me out.
Honestly, if they wanted to make it better, I mean, if you take out the scenario of McCoy doing the fighting, instead, they should have let Raven win. Screw it.
Well,
let Raven win.
He almost did. I mean, he literally almost did. See, I think this is where it's at, okay? I was starving at this point of the movie. The movie was terrible. There wasn't enough Raven in it. Finally, I'm going to get my Raven. and he's kicking some ass. There's some blood. Like I said, I mean, I know I'm with you, Tony. I wish it had just been a fist fight, but it was clever. I mean, sledgehammers. I mean, when did you ever see that? They pull out 2 sledgehammers. I'm like, what? It was fine. It was fun. It was the best part of it. For me, it was the best part of the movie. I mean, the rest of it just had no gas at all.
Well, I mean, the first piece of trivia that IMDb even has up there, which kind of goes along with what the ending is, they don't arrest him, they kind of put him away, they take him away, is this movie was actually intended to be the first of a trilogy.
Oh.
And because it sucked so bad, the bosses, they're like, yeah, forget this, let's just sweep this away.
Thank God.
So it kind of makes you wonder, if they didn't have that in mind, would they have killed him more? Would they have made some sort of decision instead of just letting them carry it? Because, I mean, not for nothing, Lee Ving, when he picks up the sledgehammer at the end, like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting, like, oh, here we go. Now we're going to get the real fight.
Yeah.
You know? And then we didn't get it. Because I think Lee Ving's body more matches Michael Paré's, that they would have had a really good fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was kind of hoping we'd get it. But no, all right, let's everybody going to get on their bikes and go away with all our arsenal, and let the cops will just watch it happen. And everybody from town will come back and yay!
What you said there, though, is a good point, though. Like you said, we didn't expect Raven to be able to beat Cody because the size difference. I mean, he's just not the same size guy. But I thought that it showed why Raven was the leader of the Bombers. I mean, he gave a good accountability of himself. He kicked some ass. He was a good fighter.
See, I don't see it that way. I didn't see the fight as being that good. I saw the scrawny guy getting the first half of it, and then the guy going, all right, I'm done playing. Now I'm going to beat your ass. And that's what happened.
And what do you think about my my thoughts on Raven? Do you think that he instructed his gang to let this be a one-on-one fight and play out?
I do. And that's something I really didn't think about during it. And when you say it now, kind of like, all right, well, that does make sense. And again, why he's the best thing about this movie. I mean, Willhem Dafoe can do no wrong for me almost.
Me neither.
There's very few roles he walks into, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Willhem Dafoe. This is going to suck.
Yeah.
No, it's, oh my God, Willhem Dafoe's here. Let's see where he goes with this.
Absolutely.
I mean, just when you think the Boondock Saints can't be any cooler, and then walks Willhem Dafoe as this insane cop. I'm like, I love this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like anything he walks on the set, I'm like, all right, I'm in. I don't care how small his part is. I mean, Wild at Heart, that's the ultimate Willhem Dafoe cameo, as far as I'm concerned. If you haven't seen it, that's it. But I did love his character. I like the look of him. I like the attitude of him. You could tell there was definitely this boiling under the surface evilness that he had there that we never saw. We never saw unleashed. And I wanted to. And I think that's what bummed me out. It's like, all right, he literally walks into this club. He walks on the stage. He punches 3 people out with one punch. He takes the girl, throws it on a motorcycle, then kidnaps her. She's not doing anything because I'm not going to mess with this guy because he could probably eat. Again, he hates somebody during the jump, and he can eat her. So she sits on a motorcycle without shifting her weight to make sure she gets to wherever she's going to put her safely, and then does it. It's like, and he's a badass. So it's like, where is the proof?
Yeah,
we went through how many movies with Darth Vader? We didn't see he was a badass till Rogue One came out. Then we said that's why everybody fears him, right? Because that 3-minute scene showed us this is what he is capable of.
We got a little bit of it in Empire Strikes Back.
A little bit. But what I'm saying
enough.
It's like no. And I think that's the situation here. It's like I would have loved to seen Willhem Dafoe unleash a beatdown on somebody who questions his authority.
Yeah. Also, let's also mention that this is Willhem Dafoe's 5th acting job, legitimately. I'm reading on IMDb.
Really?
Yeah, he has an uncredited in a movie called Heaven's Gate. He was in a movie called The Loveless, White Lies. He was in The Hunger, and he's quote unquote second phone booth youth. So he doesn't even have a name. He was quote unquote boyfriend in Shacking Up, and then Streets of Fire. So it was his 5th movie.
What was after Streets of Fire? Because
Roadhouse 66.
Because I think I first saw him in Live and Die in L.A.
That's right after Roadhouse 66.
Which, again, amazing movie. William Peterson and him going back and forth. Awesome. And Michael Mann directing. Total 80s snapshot.
And it was cool. Streets of Fire is only 2 years before Platoon. So he was in Platoon, and that was probably the biggest role he had landed up to then.
Yeah. The big mistake the director made here is not giving Willem Dafoe more screen time and more and more dialogue. I mean, when he's talking to Cody one-on-one outside the Bombers clubhouse after Cody shoots everything up, that's a great scene when he's telling him, I'll be coming for you. And then, Cody, I'll be waiting. But Dafoe was he was delivering great lines, and there just wasn't enough of it.
And he had the menace, that menacing look. You believe he's coming.
Yeah, he was like the Green Goblin. He was giving us like almost a preview of what he was going to do with that.
Yeah.
Now, I because I worked in a video store, I always saw the cover of The Loveless and never watched it. And I always saw, as soon as I saw him show up in this, I'm like, oh, he's playing kind of like the same character. Because if you just Google The Loveless and look at images, it's the cover of the video, and it's him in a leather outfit. And I'm looking at the cast. It's him and oh no, it's not Diane Lane. I thought Diane Lane was in that. Marianne Cantor, who looks just like Diane Lane.
Interesting.
Anyway, so yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, he obviously is a leather boy pinup guy, and that's why Walt was like, oh yeah, let me get him.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, it's a good choice.
Definitely.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Let's.
At the Ellen Aim concert being put on to make up for the one that was ruined by Shattuck and quote unquote. Sorry, my sentence structure is bad here. The Sorrells are opening for the rock singer. Backstage, Cody tells Ellen that he's not the guy for her, but if she needs him, he'll be there. He leaves town all Casablanca-like without the girl.
Or the money.
Or the money. Well, no, he has the money.
No,
he dropped it.
He dropped it. He's paid. Yeah, he paid McCoy.
He only took the $1,000 that he owed her. He left the rest.
Bullshit.
Where did he leave it? Baloney.
He threw it back at Billy Fish and said, I don't want the money. I was taking $1,000 that I owe fucking McCoy.
Oh, I missed that part.
He called him
Somehow
stupid.
I missed it.
Yeah, so that was the $10,000. That was a $10,000 lay, basically.
Ew. In the street, he is met by McCoy in the cherry red hot rod, and they're off to their new adventure. I hated the end. It's like, if you're going to go through all this, at least take the girl. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, he gives, like I said, he gives back Billy Fish $9,000 to win her heart. And then she's okay, I love you. And he's like, nah, I'm good. That's just fucking, give me a break.
There's only one person who can really do that, and that's Jack Burton. Jack Burton's the only person who could walk out on a woman. Nobody's Big Trouble in Little China? No.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, to be honest with you.
I don't think it's been long enough. It's that movie. I don't know, man. I don't recall that one being too much better than this, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's a blast.
Bite your tongue.
Is it? Funny. You guys? Yeah, I don't know. It's
all
been
right.
a
That
while.
might be the next choice then.
Oh no! You just put yourself in a Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh no!
I haven't seen it in a long time. That's Kirk Douglas, right?
Lopan.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh my God!
I don't have.
Yeah, Kirk Douglas,
memories.
Kim Cattrall.
It's all in the reflexes. Oh, so many quotes in this movie.
Isn't it like Romancing the Stone, but a little different?
Oh, it's nothing like that. It's completely over the top, crazy John Carpenter, ninjas, monsters, ancient glowing-eyed ghost spirits.
Wait a second, but
the magic bag of holding.
I don't understand. Are you actually slandering Romancing the Stone?
No, I love Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
God,
is it like Romancing the Stone? And I'm like, wait a second, hold up. Romancing the Stone's awesome.
You know I've watched that one on a loop.
Yeah.
1986 Kathleen Turner. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, kind of weird, though, that Kathleen Turner. She's like, when she did, what was it? Man with Two Brains? Or was it, it was The Man with Two Brains, right? Yeah, she's
the Man with Two Brains and The War of the Roses, which are very similar characters.
Yeah, she's sexy, but she's weird. Do you know what I mean? She's weird.
I have a confused boner, kind of weird.
Yeah, okay, honey, timestamp that. That's the beginning of the show. That's the beginning of the show right there. Well, thank you, Tony. You've just paid off the price of admission.
I'm not saying I live those on a regular basis, but let's just say I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Oh, all right. So and the ending of this movie sucks. Fucking whatever. It's so bad. And again, none of this girl's fans dress like her. And we didn't even discuss the girl in the pink. The girl in the pink is the only fan out of all our fans.
Oh,
dresses like an 80s fucking fan.
Oh, that's because she's Dottie from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
She
Yes.
is. Oh, thank you. It's Dottie.
I
Yes.
like you, Dottie. I like you. Like,
I'm a rebel, a loner.
I mean, that was the one thing I wanted to mention when they got off the bus. It's literally every time they get out of a vehicle, they acquired a new friend that accompanied them on the adventure.
Yes, the
became
Wizard
like
of
a net.
Oz.
Like a
Yeah, the
net.
Wizard of
Like,
Oz.
they just kept attracting people that would stick with them.
Yeah.
It's like the band did, then she did, then sister did, and it's like now there's 25 people hiding from this gang.
Yeah,
And I'm
like Fish takes her back to the hotel to rest because she's been through an ordeal, and the new girl goes along. It's like
the groupie, yeah.
It's like, don't you think maybe she'd like to just have a nap and you not hang out there? Like, why is she still there? Like a day later.
Cody,
I'm her biggest fan.
Cody's sister. That's not the same actress from the Warriors, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, because she's just so
It is,
dirty and like skanky in the Warriors. I could barely like. All right, I'll tell you one scene in the Warriors when they're on the train and the kids are coming back from the prom. Like
And they're
that is
shaming
so,
her for looking dirty.
but it's so good. It's like that
It
is
is.
fucking movie making. Like you feel for her, you feel the shame, and I
She
love
goes to
when
fix her hair and he puts her hand down. Yeah, it's good.
Don't. I mean, it's really like this movie is a fucking ketchup packet compared to that fucking filet mignon. Oh God,
Ketchup packet.
fuck that.
I like, dude. If you don't have a ketchup packet in your Wendy's bag, I'm angry. I'm going back. So no, ketchup packet's good. All right, that's like, oh, you're not gonna give me my sweet and sour sauce. Oh yeah, I'm holding everybody up until I get my Asian zing. You put that in the bag.
Oh fuck! Can you believe Delenn's never had a Big Mac?
I can.
I've never had a
I
Big
can.
You can believe
can
that
see
she's never
that.
had a Big Mac. She's been living in
I can.
America her whole life. I
Well,
can't.
you have hamburgers. One hamburger is the same as the next hamburger. I mean, dude. You forget I'm 52 and I have a kid. We're gonna have a burger at home. We're gonna have a house burger. It's like you don't need McDonald's. It's too expensive.
But a Big
So I
Mac?
get it.
You've never
Some
tried a Big
people do
Mac?
that.
Have you
I mean,
ever
I
tried a
have.
Big Mac? Of course.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a fat
fun
kid. Come on,
story.
I've eaten everything.
I used to order my Big Mac with extra sauce. I loved what is it? Like salad
It's
dressing
basically Thousand
Ranch and
Island with like some
Thousand
other
Island,
stuff. Yeah.
and ketchup or something. But I used to order it with that. So I would go up to New Hampshire sometime or something. I was down in, I think, Revere right there. Or not Revere, Malden, whatever it is, right there before you get on the highway to go up to New Hampshire. And I had ordered it, extra sauce. So we go through the drive-thru, we get up on the highway, I open it up, and obviously the kid was just a punk. He had like filled up the bottom of the box with just this sauce. You couldn't even touch the burger. Fuck face. All right, let's. Whatever. I know people just want to
You
hear
held on to
one.
that one for years.
Yeah,
He brings it up.
Dylan,
the
were you
reg.
with me? You were with me, right?
I was with you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was a box full of that
No.
sauce. So fucking dick.
No, and
Yeah.
dude, I know everybody makes fun of it and everybody's like, hey, fuck you at the drive-thru. But that rant that Joe Pesci has in Lethal Weapon 3 is everybody when you get fucked at the drive-thru. There's nothing
I
worse
love-
than getting fucked at the drive-thru.
That's why every single time
Oh.
you get fucked at the drive-thru, you have to do the rant. Every
Love that.
time.
Fuck you at the drive-thru. Exactly.
Now, Tony,
And
which of the
Dunks
lethal
is the worst. I
weapons?
hate Dunks.
Oh yeah.
Dunks is fucking trash. Which lethal weapon is your favorite? So I'm curious.
Oh, that's hard. Now the first because it came out. I was like, this is the future of action. I loved it. And then 2 just
Yes.
upped everything. Was awesome. 3's the abortion, and 4
Yep.
gave me Jet Li. So I'm like, how do I say no to Jet
Well,
Li?
Jet Li
But
and Chris
I'll say
Rock.
no. Yeah,
Yeah, Butters.
but I'll go.
Butters.
I'm going to say in order 2, 4, 1, 3.
2, 4, 1, 3. For me, I think it's 1, 4, 2, 3. Because one, for me, like I discuss this with Pat all the time. So there's 2 franchises that almost follow the exact same recipe, which is Beverly Hills Cop and Lethal Weapon. So the first Lethal Weapon is very dark. I mean, at one point, we watch Riggs commit suicide. If Murdoch doesn't
Oh, he's got a
stick his
gun in his
hand,
mouth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's so dark.
yeah, if he doesn't stick his hand in there to stop it, the hammer, that's it. He's just blowing his head off. That's dark. And then, of course, in Beverly Hills Cop, again, we're going to get a gang style murder in Eddie's apartment. He shoots him in the back of the head. You get the blood coming out of his mouth. Very, very dark. And then both franchises progressively got funnier and funnier until we get Wonder World in the last Beverly Hills Cop, and we get Butters and Biscuits and all that bullshit. So yeah, I thought they were both followed the same trajectory. I don't know why we're talking about it, but
Because you asked.
They get the drive-through. It was the drive-through, man.
It was the drive-through.
It was the drive-through.
All right, let's wrap this up. Tony, what is your rewatch score for Streets of Fire?
I would have to. I mean, even with the awesome performance and awesome imagery of Willem Dafoe, I can't recommend this. This would be like something I put on in the background to go, you want to see? Oh, you know what? You should check out Willem Dafoe in this, and I'll just forward right to those scenes. Outside of that, I'll give it a 1 just for Dafoe.
Yeah,
so 1.
Dylan, how about you?
For Dafoe, for Amy Madigan, and for that first song that I really liked, I'm going to give it a 1.5, and that's the best I can do.
1.5.
Hardcore pawn over here. That's the best I could do.
Oh God, it's so fucking bad. I mean, just 100% for Willem Dafoe, and that's all. There's just nothing else here. There's nothing. It's 1.5 just because he looked so fucking cool. He just looked to me. He looked 1.5. So 1.5 for me as well. So with Tony's 1, Dylan's 1.5, and my 1.5, we are going to give this movie a 1.25. It is a fucking piece of shit. If you haven't seen it, don't. It's not worth seeing. I'm sorry that this was your movie this week, Tony. This just sucks.
No,
man.
I chose it. I made a bad choice. Like I said, it was all right. We have to get a rock movie. I could either do a 3-hour long Almost Famous, which was an amazing movie, which we'd never get through, or we could do nothing but Spinal Tap quotes if we watch Spinal Tap. So it's one or the other. I'm like, let me choose something we haven't seen. Oh, forget. Well, now you did it.
Now you did it. Good
so
Lord.
Next
I'll
one
let you know
for
what
us,
the next one is.
Yeah, let's do something good next time. We'll either do like the Warriors or Nightmare on Elm Street or fucking the China one you were just talking about.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, the non-binaries are gone now. The one with the Orient, the one with the Orientals.
We've lost the Asian listeners.
Oh my God!
Oh Jesus!
We do have listeners in Japan. It's
Not
documented. So yeah, that was that. We will be back next week with Mickey, where we will be reviewing The Craft, and I will be doing the part of the bitchy preppy high school girl. So I'll be showing off my acting chops next week. I want to give Tony the Oscar tonight for his disaster piece theater performance as Cody.
Yeah,
as I thought he
I'm
nailed
gonna have
it.
to agree with that.
And we'll be back the following week with Pat, where we will be doing Dumb and Dumber. And I think this is perfect because I am dumb and he is even dumber. So that should be a very good podcast. And then, yeah, and Tony, marinate on what you want to do next, man. I give you, just pick something good, man, because I feel like I pigeonholed you this week. I gave you like 4 more. I'm like, pick one of these shitty movies. You were like, oh God. So yeah, pick up something good. Maybe the Warriors. That's
the one without peanuts.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the Warriors.
All right, all right. So there you go, everybody. You're looking forward to the Warriors. I'm looking forward to that. And again, Dylan, just tell everybody where they can find us.
All right, we are at Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? At gmail.com. If you want to email us, we're on Facebook at Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? We're on Instagram at Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? And we're on Twitter at Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? I sense a trend.
And I want to say that I have noticed that our listeners have really been shooting up fast. We're like doubling our listens from what we were in the beginning. And just thanks for coming by and listening to the show. We honestly appreciate it. Without you guys, it wouldn't be worth doing. So until next time, I have one question for you. Hey, did you ever see that movie? See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm for this one. All right. I wish we were doing any other movie but this one tonight, but this is what we got.
I chose poorly.